Linda was about to switch off the hallway light when her phone buzzed so
it's just my
loudly it
phone.
made her jump. It was late, and the apartment was completely quiet. She wasn't expecting anyone to message her at that hour. She looked down at the screen, thinking it was probably Chelsea or a random notification. But the app icon didn't look familiar. It wasn't something she recognized. She opened it, and the message popped up immediately. It said, "I know what you're trying to forget." Linda froze. She didn't move. She just stared at the screen, trying to understand who would send something like that.
What is
"What
this
is
supposed to mean?
she muttered. And in that moment, she felt the same fear she thought she'd left behind months ago. Earlier that night, things felt normal. Linda had tucked her daughter into bed, smoothing her hair and watching her drift off. The apartment was small but comfortable. She'd worked hard to make it feel like a fresh start. A warm lamp lit the living room, and the smell of chamomile tea still lingered in the air. She'd been telling herself she was finally settling in, that this new city was giving her the quiet she needed. She even wrote a list earlier that day, things she wanted to fix, things she hoped to change. But after reading that message, all of that suddenly felt uncertain.
Linda sat down on the edge of the sofa, still staring at the message. She tried to think of anyone who might send something like that, but nothing made sense. The app had no name, no profile picture, nothing she could identify. She clicked the sender's profile, hoping for some clue. It was completely blank. No history, no details, nothing.
Who would even know about this?
She whispered. She hadn't talked about her past with anyone except Chelsea, and even then, she didn't share everything. The more she looked at the message, the more uneasy she felt. Linda stood up, suddenly aware of how quiet the apartment was. She walked to the window and checked the latch. It was locked. She checked the front door, also locked. Nothing looked out of place, but she couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. She peeked into her daughter's room. The little girl was still asleep, breathing softly. That gave her a small sense of relief, but it didn't last long. Linda wasn't sure if she was overreacting or if her instincts were trying to warn her.
Just as she stepped back into the living room, her phone buzzed again. This time, the vibration felt sharper, almost urgent. The new message said, "You left because you were scared, but you didn't leave everything behind."
How do they know that?
Linda's chest tightened. "How do they know that?" she whispered. She hadn't told anyone the real reason she left, not even Chelsea. Whoever was sending these messages knew more than they should. Linda grabbed her phone and called Chelsea. She needed to hear a familiar voice. The ringing tone echoed through the apartment, each beep making her more anxious. No answer. She tried again, pressing the phone closer to her ear. Still nothing. "Chelsea,
Please pick up.
she whispered. She didn't know if she wanted reassurance or help. She just didn't want to feel alone with this. Linda walked to the window again, feeling a knot in her stomach. She pulled the curtain slightly to look outside. A person was standing under the streetlight across the road, completely still, facing her building. They weren't moving, weren't checking their phone, weren't doing anything, just standing there. Linda felt her breath catch. She blinked, hoping she was imagining it. But the figure didn't disappear. Her phone buzzed again. She didn't want to look, but she did. The message said, "You're not alone tonight."
What do you want from me?
She whispered. She looked back outside. The figure was gone. She stepped closer to the door, trying to calm herself. That's when she noticed something on the floor outside. A small envelope. plain, unmarked. But when she opened the door, she saw her name written on it. Someone had been close enough to leave it there, and they wanted her to find it.